Hi, I'm Doug from Pivogo. I'm here with Eyzo as we close off week 3 of the S2DS program. How's it going, Eyzo?
Yeah, pretty good. Still tired, working maybe too much. I don't know. So let's say working a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, heavy and hectic schedule, I bet. Um,
hmm
I know you had
Yeah.
the kind of the mid-session presentations this week. How did they go
Yeah.
for you guys?
Yeah. So I'm now sort of turned into some kind of back-end developer. So I try not to get too involved with that type of stuff. But that also means that, yeah, like part of the things we are going to trial run next week, they rest on my shoulders. So
Okay, yeah. So no pressure.
no pressure at all. Yeah.
Good, good. I guess that kind of brings us really nicely onto my first question, which is how have your team kind of divided themselves into different roles? So you're saying that there were some people kind of taking care of the presentation side of things, and you are
Yeah,
now really focusing on the back end dev side of things.
the roles in our team, they are kind of dished out on a daily basis. So we just say what our tasks are, and then we pick one. But yeah, eventually you kind of percolate into some sort of niche, and
Yes.
that's where you stay. Yeah, so it's really more like natural growth. But yeah, sometimes we have some struggles with that. I think like if we would have been clear about that in the beginning, then that would have worked because just like now it's really clear who needs to do what, I think.
Yeah, that's good. I guess as long as you get there gradually, and it's quite an interesting from an anthropological point of view almost that you have no boss as well, right? You're kind of
Yeah,
self-managing
I
yourself as
think
a team.
this is the biggest issue. So we are really kind of like the Scrum leader changes every day, or no, every week, and then there's also like a secretary who takes notes, changes every week,
Yeah.
and so it's really I think the idea is like to have like a learning experience for everybody to experience it once.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's just the way the world works. Some people are made for this type of thing and some people are not. And then it's the same with bossy behavior, right? I mean, it's like somebody's got to say, put their fist on the table, like, okay, now we're gonna work. The hour's over. You want to do that, then do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. In general, I tend to do it. I don't like to push myself into this role because it's a thing that if you do it too much, then you're a bit distrusted. I think it seems like you're trying to grab power or something, and that
Yeah.
seems like that's usually interpreted as like some sort of dirty thing,
Mm.
but it is super necessary. And yeah, so that's missing. But yeah, I don't know.
It's interesting. Yeah, I think it is. It's a really tough toss-up, I guess, between everyone in the program experiencing, what it's like to kind of be the Scrum Master and to be the secretary
Yeah.
of different things. But then at the same time, you guys have got, very tight deadlines to turn things around on. So
Mhm.
lots of interesting challenges there,
Yeah.
for sure. What's the most important lesson you think you've learned so far? So that could be, anything small from, someone else in your team being like, you should check this out, through to those tests, and the
Yeah.
personality tests.
I think so. I knew that the communication part was super important, and I also knew how to deal with it. But like the lesson is really like realizing like how careful you need to be with your wording. I think
Mm.
this is really important that you just articulate yourself well. Don't say too much and use the right words and check like that your colleagues understood what you said or that they even understand what they're saying themselves, right? I mean, this also happens because it's we're social beings. So somebody says something and you're like, yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah, totally. It becomes like this cartoon, and then everybody's like on a high. Yeah, we're gonna do it. And sometimes you gotta say, okay, does everybody understand what it is? Because I definitely don't understand. And then it turns out that half of the people are like, yeah, I think it's this. And then the person who suggest is like, no, that's not what it means at all, you know. And so communication, number one, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I think, yeah, you're right. Humans do have that nature of wanting to be agreeable to a certain extent. And also, I guess it's also human nature to not want to admit that perhaps you don't understand or perhaps you're wrong. So it's great that
Yeah.
there's such an open forum that people can do that.
And especially, I think, like in this data science world where it's like continuous learning, there's new packages coming out all the time. You're always working with people with different kinds of experience. Just have to be super, super humble in a way, you know, I think. And that's sometimes hard, because it's like you have to be humble and accepting to learn, and then on the other side you got to be like, you know, like an exact scientist and be like, no, vectors are this, numbers are this is x. And if you don't have like this right, well, I mean, yeah, it's not necessary to have be like the perfect data scientist, but these things help to have this sort of
Yeah,
double
almost a juxtaposition between the two, right?
exactly, that's the word I was looking for, juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Because yeah, if you are using like two sides with the same coin, it turns like,
Yeah, tricky
it
to balance.
turns negative. You mean? You see, words, good, the right words at the right time. Yeah, that's important.
That's success. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess on the note of communication, how's it been communicating with the client and that kind of client side team and management?
Yeah, I found this quite interesting. So we made some huge improvements this week.
Great.
And so that was really nice. But it's also like the learning curve from both sides, right? It's really trying to understand, okay, again, words. So what do they understand with these topics, and what do we understand with these topics? And that's usually completely something different. And yeah, I think now we've come to a point where we're actually have a good picture of what the product needs to be and what they were expecting. And I think like we didn't really waste a lot of time in that sense. We were going through the right goal, but that's always hard to say, right? Even because it's not finished yet, we should just run some prototype next week. Hopefully, show them what it's like, and then we can hear from their side if what we thought they wanted, if that's really what they want, you know. So, but communication has been really well. They've been super open. We can just basically call them at all times. But the problem is quite difficult. So, yeah, getting in touch with what is going on and asking proper questions is also hard.
Yeah, I guess
Sorry
that's
for yeah.
no, that's great. That's great. It brings up a lot of interesting stuff about kind of client relations as well, where you know sometimes clients think they know what they want and they're really set on that, and actually when they get that, it turns out that actually isn't quite what they wanted, and that's really tough to manage sometimes.
Yeah, but I think they knew what they wanted, but it's just the way they said it, or the way we interpret it. Yeah, you don't know where it goes wrong, right? And that's really, but that's also the job of a data scientist. I think big part is cleaning data. Let's just put that on top. So cleaning data, number one. Let the computer make it read stuff. You know, this is not easy. But then it's also, just trying to figure out what you want and how to get there. This is very important.
Yeah, tricky. I guess it's also turning that business problem into a data science problem, and that kind of grey area. What sort of approach is your team taking to kind of hitting the deadline? Do you guys set kind of milestones where you want to be at the end of each day or throughout the week? Is there any kind of management like that?
Yeah, we do our best, but it's really hard, you know, because right now a lot of us are doing different things. There's not really anyone really checking them or helping them out, in the sense that, you know, to ask a question sometimes is also already hard, because, you know, you first have to understand what's going wrong, etc. So, but we're making progress, and the idea of deadlines is more like, okay, by this time we want to present the following things, and therefore we have to make the following steps and develop this and this code. Yeah, this is really hard, but there are deadlines. I mean, naturally there's deadlines because of the presentations, because of meeting with the client. So that's usually what's happening. And we look at what we have and how much time we need to put something together. So that's more, we're more, the sort of limiting factor here is really, yeah, experience in programming with certain packages or you know, it's more technical things where you get stuck, right? I think the idea is there, but it's a big idea. So cutting it up into steps is already hard.
Yeah. I can understand that for sure. Well, it's great to hear that things are progressing really well. Nice to hear that. I'll tell you this week you made some really good progress, and I really look